人々を海へ駆り立てた。
俺の財宝か？欲しけりゃくれてやる。探せ。この世のすべてをそこに置いてきた。
男たちはグランドラインを目指し夢を追い続ける。世はまさに大海賊時代。
ありったけの夢をかき集め、探し物を探しに行くのさ。ワンピース。羅針盤なんて渋滞のもと、熱に浮かされ怪獣を問うのさ。誇りかぶってた宝の地図も確かめたのなら伝説じゃない。個人的な嵐は誰かのファンをリズム乗っかって思い過ごせばいい。ありったけの夢をかき集め、探し物を探しに行くのさ。ポケットのコイン、それと You wanna be my friend. We are on the girl. We are.
Everyone in between, we are here for some 1174 One Peak, baby. Who's ready? Who's ready for the Loki lore? Who's ready for the Luffy lore? Who's ready for that good old-fashioned One Peak content? 1174 long, or I'm sorry, not even long, short summary spoilers. Chat, how we doing? Hope everyone's having a beautiful morning, day, or night, wherever you guys are. God bless each and every one of you, young legends, boys, girls, women, men, everything in between, robots, clankers, nerds, dorks, dweebs. How are we all doing, chat? God bless each and every one of you. It's been some time, guys. You know, One Piece leakers and spoilers and all these guys, they love to drop the content at the worst time. Always when I'm busy, always when I'm not around, that's when they got to drop the content. That's when they got to drop the content. G-Bear, God bless you, bro. Welcome back. The one and only Johan, God bless you, brother. Vincent. Lucas, God bless you, brother. Eric Hernandez. Quasi Duck. Qwerty, God bless, bro. Chat, how are we doing? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Hope everyone's doing great, chat. Oh, man, those Epstein files, though, guys. Oh, man, who's been keeping up with the Epstein lore, guys? It is getting wild out here. Yo, guys, it is getting absolutely nutty out here. With the Epstein files, all the lore that's been going on. Oh, man. Oh, man, guys. It's been wild, chat. It's been wild, chat. Hey, before we get into the spoilers, let's just chill for a second, guys. Let's just warm up. Let's warm ourselves up with some random content. If you guys got any interesting tweets, any interesting videos on Twitter, stuff like that, drop them in the chat right now. All right. God bless you, guts. And we'll look at some stuff before we get into the spoilers. But Chad, check this out. A game invented by a Russian student exposes how the elite control and manipulate the masses. All right.
Have you ever heard of a game called Werewolf?
No.
Everyone gets a piece of paper. It's either got villager written on it, or two have the word werewolf. Someone runs the game to make sure no one's cheating. And they go, okay, it's nighttime, everyone close your eyes. Werewolves choose someone to kill. And the werewolves go, they say, okay, everyone close your eyes. It's morning time, open them again. During the night, Francis was killed. There's then a conversation, and this is where it gets interesting.
It's basically
between
Town of
all
Salem.
the villagers and the two werewolves. over who the werewolves are. Then at the end of the day, the villagers have to decide who they're going to kill. And they say, well, we're going to kill Constantine. It's revealed by the person running the game, I'm afraid Constantine was a villager. And the game continues.
It's basically Town of
villagers
Salem, if you guys ever played that.
in the game if they kill both werewolves. The werewolves win the game if they kill all but 2 villagers. And the werewolves usually win. The game was invented by a student of sociology in Russia who
God
wanted
bless,
to
bro.
prove his thesis that an uninformed majority will always lose a battle of information against an informed minority. So that just shows when you
You hear
have
that?
hidden information, you can completely manipulate a large group of people.
You hear that, chat? You hear that? This goes to show that drones, NPCs, bots, brainlets, mouth breathers, room temp IQs are holding us back, guys. There is essentially a theory. I was talking about this earlier. There's essentially a theory, guys, that goes that it goes like this. Basically, there's 3 types of people. There's 3 archetypes. You have the psychos, you have the normies, and you have the schizos. Basically, the psychos are generally the people that have all the power, all the influence, right? It's the psychopaths that pretty much bend the rules, walk all over everyone, utilize everyone, treat everything like a money farm, right? Below the psychos are the normies, right? It's the pro-Israeli people, the Zionists, the actual drones of society that basically my entire worldview is McGraw-Hill textbooks in the US, mainstream media, Fox News, that kind of stuff, right? Just go with the flow. You catch the game last night kind of guys is those people. Did you hear the new Taylor Swift song? It's those people. The new 21 Savage song? It's those people, right? Then the third archetype, right beneath them, are the schizos. All right. This is where we should be at, chat. It's the schizos that are actually trying to help the world, right? Because when the schizos tell the normies how psychos are using normies as cattle, right? The schizos tell you that the jab, right? If you guys can read in between the lines, I think you can't even talk about this in just plain words. When the schizos were talking about certain jabs, right? All the normies wouldn't listen. Now look in 2026, we all know that the stabby was a complete facade. It was a complete facade. When the schizos tried to talk about reading between the lines, chat, again, because people get their videos taken down, people get copyright infringements, all types of weird stuff on YouTube, right? When there's that pizza fence, right? If you guys could read in between the lines, what happens? The normies are like, no, you guys are schizos. You guys are insane. Why would the psychos ever do that? Pizza fence? No way. Now we all pretty much know that actually came true, right? So time and time again, the normies just eat up all the garbage goy slop from the psychos, pretty much making themselves farm animals and trying to pull the schizos down with them. And the schizos are trying to warn everybody, getting ostracized by both the normies and the psychos. So what do you even do? What do you even do? Do you just go totally black-pilled and just give up? Or do you repeatedly try to talk to the drones of society? You talk to these people that are actually so content with the bread and the circuses, dude. Like, look at everyone that actually was tuning in to the Goy Bowl to watch sports ball. All these guys running in circles around the ball, dude. Just, meanwhile, what do we have going on, Vincent? Meanwhile, QWERTY, what do we have going on? Guts, what do we have going on right now? We have, every time you go to the store, you even buy food, you buy whatever, and you pay the tax. Where is that tax money going? Because think about it, or even when you do your taxes, you do income tax, right? Money's being taken from you, right? The money is being pulled out of your paycheck, right? So you basically worked for free. It's getting sent to these kinds of low-level people. Not low level as in like the social hierarchy, but low level as in like morale in moral terms. these disgusting people, right, that we're seeing through the files, it's getting sent to them. They're farming us. It's getting sent to these awful quote unquote wars, which is just genocides. For what? And then you have people, right, that will tell you, well, Vincent, I know you're trying to talk about the files right now, but like, did you see the sports ball? Did you see the sports ball? Guts, did you see the sports ball? The way that one guy ran around the ball, he ran around the ball in circles. The way he put the ball in the hole, bro, it was crazy, man. You are a drone. You are literally a jester. You are a clown. You are. When I see these kinds of things, I just think to myself, like, you are the reason why we're being held in this. We're being held in this position. Could you imagine, like, the slaves, right? Imagine all the slaves were like, yeah, okay, like, I know you really want our freedom as black people, but like, dude, did you see like the game? See the game last night? It's like that's the kind of stuff that enables slavery in all forms. I don't think there's just one form of slavery, whips and chains. I think there's all types of forms of slavery. But anyways, chat. Anyways. Distracted by the tree, losing the sight of the forest. Bro, they're not even distracted by the tree. They're literally just distracted by like a acorn. They're distracted by the squirrel. They're not even paying attention to the tree. They don't care about the tree. Because the schizos are saying, yo, check it out. Look at this tree. Look at that tree. Look at this tree. Look at that tree. We're living in a forest, right? And then the normies are like, oh, but like squirrel, acorn. They're just completely, I don't know, dude. I don't know how to put it politely, but I feel like a lot of these guys are just straight brain dead, dude. So in other words, all the crazy people are trying to save us, and we stop them by shoving blank down their throat and saying they're cured. Yeah, basically. They basically want you to be a subservient idiot. That's basically like the TLDR. They want you to be a subservient idiot. You're supposed to blend in. Everything's okay. All right, chat. Who's ready for the spoilers? Who's ready for the spoilers? Or do you guys want to have some more rants, some more discussions? What do you guys think about the files? Because I know you guys are keeping up with the files. And I'm not talking about the Saturn files. I'm talking about the Edward Newgate files. I'm talking about the Epstein files. The first Disney films were based on Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and Alice. And coincidentally, Warner Bros. Took inspiration from them. That's all. Wait, what is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean? I know Pinocchio had some weird stuff going on. Didn't like the original Pinocchio talk about like an island of little boys disappearing? And like Pinocchio was like exclusively with like a weird old man. It was kind of sus. Peter Pan, Alice. In relation to the case. Peter Pan, Alice in Wonderland. Disney, dude. But I don't get what you're saying. The first Disney films were based on Pinocchio, Peter Pan, and Alice, and coincidentally, Warner Bros. Took inspiration from all of them. That's all. I don't get what I don't understand what the insinuation here is. FBI erased the footage of Epstein's prison cell the day he died. Yeah, I also saw posts about that. Actually insane, dude. Actually insane. They had I saw the I think it was like an affidavit, maybe. I'm not sure what it was exactly, but the guy was saying that the FBI agent came in and he took both hard drives and knowing they would be wiped. It's like, and you're told like, no, he took himself out. They actually in the files, they had pictures of an escape plan. Bro, this dude had an escape plan, but they want you to believe that he sewer slided because the TV say so. Stan, that's literally how, you know why? You guys ever ask yourself, why do they think we're so dumb? Like the police and the US government, Bill Gates, all these guys, Elon, the elites. Why do they treat us like we're dumb? Like they use like these really stupid forms of manipulation on us, like horrible lies. You ever wonder like why they have like such low IQ manipulation on us? It's because it actually works for a lot of people. It probably works for like at least half the population. All they got to do is just say something. Like, doesn't even matter if it's consistent. It doesn't matter if there's any logic behind it. All they got to do is just say something, because half of Earth genuinely believes the TV would never lie. The TV would never lie. The president, no, never. Exactly, Eric. Eric's got it. Because people are, LOL, they overstimulate everyone with daily bullcrap so people can't focus on what's important. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's go back to OP, bro. Honestly, I'm kind of disgusted with the human race in general. If you know the relationship between Donald Trump and Warner, and that Warner is linked to Disney. Actually, I don't know the relationship between Donald and Warner Bros. I actually don't know. Yeah, my grandma's like that. Oh, man. Hey, you know what? You got to pray for your grandmother. You got to love her regardless. You know, we are called to love the brainlets, okay? Some people are like tall. Some people are skinny. Some people are chubby. Some people have brown skin. Some people have white skin. Some people have blue eyes. Some people have brown eyes. Some people have black eyes. Some people are 6 feet tall. Some people are 5'10". Some people are smart and some people are dumb. You know, that's like the world we live in, dude. The way I see intelligence is like how I see like skin color and hair and height, teeth structure, facial bone structure. That's how I see intelligence, bro. Some people are just genuinely stupid. And you know what? We have to love these people, guys. Like genuinely, like all jokes aside, we gotta find it within ourselves to love the brainlets. You know, that means, chat, loving me. You guys gotta love me, okay? For Elon Musk, it's all been orchestrated since he starred in Iron Man and started dating a younger woman, a left-wing geek. What would we classify L as then? We would classify L as a Bad Bunny fan. I know L likes his Bad Bunny. L was throwing a party when he saw that halftime show. TikTok transformed most of them NPCs, most of them to NPCs. Yo, I don't know, man. I feel like TikTok is actually reversed. I think people are getting red pilled through TikTok. I think TikTok is actually, bro, I was saying this the other day. I think TikTok is way more sane than something like mainstream media. I would say, like, because we would expect, like, oh, the newer generation, they're so brainwashed, they're so stupid, bro. We would expect that to be the case, but I actually think it's like the older generation. I think it's like the oldest people alive, like the older generation. I think like that's the dumb demographic, because like the easiest IQ gate, right? The easiest IQ filter are things like Zionism and what's going on over there on that side of the world. That is easily the biggest, like the easiest IQ gate you could think of, like out of everything. And ironically, the Gen Z is like way against it, but then the oldest generation are like totally for it, to the point where they make the most nonsensical arguments to defend the position. So I say all that to say that I think the Gen Z generation, the newer generations, I think like we went so low as a society, we hit rock bottom, and it's like a basketball, bro. We hit the ground and Gen Z's bouncing back up. It's like that type of thing. Like we were just flying downwards towards the ground, and somewhere along the way, the ball hit the ground very hard and is bouncing back up. You know? Dean's life, God bless, bro. Microsoft controls TikTok. No way. Is that actually true? Microsoft controls TikTok. It's a controlled opposition. The creator is a Chinese agent working for the United States. Weren't they trying to... wait, first of all, isn't the CEO of TikTok a Singaporean? Second of all, wasn't the US trying to go against TikTok for being like Chinese spyware? So it is actually Chinese owned, or at least Chinese manufactured, Chinese made, but for the US? Wow. Do you think we have had any good presidents in our history? I think the last good president was JFK. I think pretty much all of them are compromised since then. All of them are compromised after that. Like, I'm not a... Okay, chat, we got to get into the spoilers. I'll give one last comment. I am not a subscriber to like, oh, the founding fathers were Freemasons. Maybe that's true. Honestly, that's possible. Maybe the founding fathers were Freemasons. It's possible. But I don't subscribe to that. I don't even think we need the founding fathers, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and all those guys to be like Baal worshippers and stuff like that for America to be totally compromised. I think America's history, you know, somewhere along the way, it was captured and infiltrated. I don't even think it requires the very origins of it to be compromised. You know what I mean, chat? It's like Elbaf, right? Elbaf's creation probably wasn't by Emu. It got corrupted along the way. That's how I see the U.S. So when you see things like, which by the way, weren't the founding fathers like super antiseptic? When you see people like JFK, to me, I feel like that's mostly a patriot. I don't think he was like a perfect president, but mostly a patriot. Infinitely better than any precedent since then, especially nowadays. So anyways, along the way, the U.S. got captured and infiltrated by the you-know-who. Does that answer your question? TikTok is Israeli owned now. That's why they didn't ban TikTok. Yeah, but you know what's funny is again, I enjoy having these conversations. Trust me, I really do. We got to get into the spoilers though. Last comment, seriously, last comment. The funny thing though is even though TikTok was captured by Israel and we see all of these I don't know, for lack of a better word, spokespeople against Israeli culture and civilization and people, if you could read in between the lines, that kind of stuff has grown in the past like year, right? Despite Israel's power growing. I think that they allow these things, they permit these things because they want the population to realize that there is something deeply wrong with the power structure. There's something deeply wrong with the powers that be. They want the masses to realize this and believe this, but they know that the masses could never actually band together and have a revolution and create us to create our own solution. So what they're going to do is they're going to use wolves in sheep's clothing to offer the solution. So I think that's why they allow people to make all those posts on TikTok, you know, the antiseptic posts all the time, even on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube now, even in YouTube comment sections. They are allowing and permitting this that way they could offer a solution to us by the wolves in sheep's clothing. Because obviously, if Bill Gates came out and he tried to give us a solution, most people probably wouldn't buy into it, or at least the people that are J-woke wouldn't buy into it. But if they use wolves in sheep's clothing to offer a solution that fixes the turmoil that modern society foresees and lives in, then we would be more likely to eat it up. With that being said, I think the solution would be some kind of technocratic authoritarian society. I think it would be something like that. something along the lines of them using computers and AI because AI doesn't have emotions and AI knows what's best for us type of thing. Science. All right, chat. Let's get into it. 1174. One Peak 1174. Brief spoilers. Chapter 1174. The strongest in the world. Cover page request. Roger eating with a T-Rex. The hostage children can't stop walking, so they steadily approach the end of the harbor and the hole in the sea clouds created by the ship's destruction. Which, by the way, chat, if you guys want to support me, support the content, support the community, feel free to drop super chats, drop donations at any point throughout the stream. It's completely optional, 110% optional. We'll always read the chat and love you guys and interact with you guys regardless. But if you guys are compelled to go above and beyond and support me and help me out because I am a human just like you, we got the link to the stream elements at the top of the stream chat. That's the best way to support me. Try to avoid actual YouTube super chats memberships. YouTube will take a big portion of it. Use the stream elements at the top of the chat. Johan said, there's something to investigate about the TikTok logo. Why is it a musical note? It's suspicious. I think it's because TikTok first started out as an app called Musical.ly, right? Wasn't that TikTok like its original form? It was an app called Musical.ly, and people would sing and dance and have stuff like that on Musical.ly. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, next point. Summer says it's fine if they die, since they can just kidnap another group of giant children later. You know, Mr. What do we call him, chat? Are we allowed to say this guy's name? I've been throwing this guy's name out on stream, but I don't know if we can say his name safely. Johnny McEpstein. Yeah. We'll call him Johnny McEpstein. Okay. Yo, I'm pretty sure Johnny McEpstein thinks the same way. Let's read this point again. Summer says it's fine if they die since they can just kidnap another group of giant children later. Dude, is that not how Johnny McEpstein, how do you even say it? McEfferstein. Isn't this how he thinks and operates? Look, Johnny McEfferstein, while blanking Blank said, they're like shrimp. You throw away the head, keep the body. No, some are like shrimp. You throw away the head and keep the body. Yeah, Oda, we see what you're doing, Oda. Oda, we actually see what you're doing. Or at least I see what you're doing, Oda. I get the reference, Oda. Yo, this author really based the Celestial Dragons off these people, dude. No, dude, the Oda just made them up, dude. Oda would never make One Piece political, dude. Yo, it's actually a good thing, chat. It's a good thing that, you know, we largely, for the most part, we have freedom of speech. Right? Because then when you hear people that say things like that, you instantly know that they're not worth listening to. You instantly know that they need to be blacklisted, right? Oda would never make One Piece political, dude. One Piece isn't political, dude. Oda wouldn't base his story off of actual people, dude. The most brainlet take, bro. I remember, chat, if we have OG supporters, original viewers here right now, I was actually trying to argue against that. You know, argue that One Piece is based off of these things in the real world. For years, I would argue that, and I was met with that wannabe refutation for the longest time. But now we're vindicated because if you go on sites like Twitter and Instagram and you look if you just look at the One Piece post long enough, you're going to see people with this sentiment. You're going to see people say that Marijoa is based off of a certain holy land in the real world, and that the celestial dragons are based off of a certain group of God's people in the real world. Now it's mainstream to say that, but when I was saying that years ago, bro, I was outcasted, ostracized. The YouTubers, oh man, Evil, you can't talk like that, bro. The YouTubers, they were not cool with it, chat. They were not cool. But nowadays, totally vindicated, bro. Totally vindicated on this point. Ripley and the children's families try to stop them, realizing they can't. They hug their children, and then they all fall. But Loki appears and saves them. Loki appears and saves them. He transforms into a massive black dragon and grabs them from the sky. Loki's double fruit has no name in the chapter. Hey, where's my boy King J? Where is King J? Because I reckon for the longest time, bro, since the very beginning, we were arguing that Loki was either Nidhogg or Jormungandr. We argued that from the jump, bro. From day zero, we were arguing that. Day zero, we were saying that Loki was a dragon, bro. Come on, chat. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. How many people came in the chat and said, oh, yo, Loki's friendlier, dude. Someone even tried to say Loki has the Odin fruit. Loki has the, someone said Loki has the Loki fruit. Yo, where is King J when you need him? Where is Wing Wei? We said it from the beginning, bro. Loki is going to be a dragon, mythical Zoan type beat, Nidhogg or Jormungandr. That's what he's going to be. It's going to fit the Norse lore. You have the big dragon slumbering underneath the Yggdrasil tree. And what do you have it? The tree in One Piece, official manga translations in English, officially dubbed the tree of the Adam tree, the tree of Elbaf, the Yggdrasil tree. So you have Loki who slumbers all the way down in the underworld of Elbaf, almost at like the, well, you could probably guess to be the roots of the tree, or at least, you know, the trunk of the tree. You have him resting there, sleeping there for years on end. How perfect would it be if this guy was Nidhogg? Come on now, man. Once I read about Nidhogg, I hopped on that. Yo, W Dean's life. W Dean's. Yo, to everyone in the chat, make yourself known. If you were team Dragon, if you were team Nidhogg, if you were team Jormungandr, make yourself known, chat. If you were team Nidhogg for Loki, if you were team Jormungandr for Loki, make yourself known. I don't want to see any Fenrir enjoyers in the chat. I don't want to see any Odin enjoyers in the chat. I don't want to see any Loki enjoyers in the chat. Apparently, Loki had the Loki fruit. People were saying Loki has the rubber fruit. Bro, some people were saying Loki didn't eat the fruit yet. Bro. Yo, I need to make a compilation, the full breakdown of how me and King J came to this conclusion, dude. Because you guys got to think, it was so painfully clear from the beginning. Shouts out to King J with the hundo. God bless, bro. Thank you. Smokey didn't listen to me when I said Loki is top one, but now look at what Oda names this chapter. What did Oda name this chapter, guys? Oh, yeah, that's right. The strongest in the world. Look at that title. Yo, the Shanks fans are down bad, bro. I thought Shanks was number one. Aw, dude. Shanks isn't number one? No way. Shanks isn't number one? Bro, he isn't even... Yo, he's not the strongest in the world. He's not the world's strongest swordsman. What is it? The world's strongest... man missing an arm? What is the strength? What is Shanks the strongest of? The strongest one-armed man. Is that what he is? The strongest red-haired man. Shout out to King J. King J, we had this broken down to a science. because you guys got to think, King J, the chat has to understand and acknowledge. Everyone claims Loki had a devil fruit, right? We had apparently all these giants of Elbaf and Shanks fought against Loki. Clearly, they knew if this dude had a fruit or not. It should have never been a question. Oh, does Loki even have a fruit? Yo, come on now. People were actually saying that. King J, you are my witness. You are my witness on this. People were trying to argue that Loki probably doesn't even have a fruit. And watch, there will be someone right now, King J, there will be someone, they'll say, well, what if Loki actually, he still doesn't have a fruit? And the reason why Loki has those weird eyes is because Loki's literally a man dragon. He didn't need a fruit. He's literally a dragon. Watch, people are going to cope and say that. They're going to cope and say that. And we're going to giggle. We're going to chuckle. We're going to hardy har. We're going to laugh. We're going to laugh from the deepest pits of our belly, King J, as they cope. Weren't you guys on the Jormungandr train till someone in the chat mentioned Nidhogg? L, welcome back, brother. Me and King J, we've been looking into the Norse lore, the Norse mythology and all that kind of stuff. Bro, years before Elbaf even began as an arc. And in fact, I think most of you guys in the chat were already looking into Norse mythology years before this arc even began. Me and King J have known about Nidhogg from the very beginning, bro, from day zero. We were tossing around Nidhogg. We were tossing around Jormungandr. Jormungandr was one that got probably a little bit more focus at one point, particularly because we had that one. L, do you remember that one chapter where Harold was speaking to what's the woman's name again? Not Estrid or Astrid. What's the other girl's name? He was speaking to Hyruden's mom. And then they were talking about the blood-soaked serpent. So we pointed back to the Little Garden arc where Dorian Broggy said there was only one thing they couldn't take out, and it was like the blood-soaked serpent. Something very, very close to that. That caused us to give particular focus to Nidhogg or to Jormungandr. But we've always considered, is it Jormungandr? Is it Nidhogg? I actually would ask, I recall on several occasions asking King J who he thought it was or what he thought it was. And interestingly enough, before, like, because you got to think, L, prior to this chapter, we never really saw Loki in a dragon form, right? The closest thing would be like the shadow we had a few chapters ago where there was a shadow on the wall and he looked like a four-legged creature. But I mean, you can't really deduce that to be like a dragon. You know, it could have passed as Fenrir, but I'm getting off topic. Up until this point, there was no real confirmation that he was a dragon, let alone Nidhogg. But I know King J is particularly focused on Nidhogg for a while. What's different between Jormungandr and Nidhogg? So Jormungandr, if I'm not mistaken, he's supposed to be the world serpent. Am I correct in saying that? He's tied to, yeah, so he's the world serpent, Norse mythology. He's the worm of Midgard. He is an unfathomably large and monstrous sea serpent or worm who dwells in the world sea encircling earth. Okay, so he's the world serpent. Some people even argued that perhaps the red line was a serpent. Perhaps the red line was Jormungandr. But if we move on to Nidhogg, Nidhogg is a serpentine dragon, if I'm not mistaken, that is, as I said earlier, living at the roots of the world tree Yggdrasil, right? So I made this argument like a few minutes ago, 5-10 minutes ago, literally just made the argument that in the way Nidhogg lays at the roots of Yggdrasil and gnaws on the roots of Yggdrasil, we have Loki, who is, you know, pretty much exclusively living in the underworld of Elbaf, which is near the roots, the very bottom trunk of Yggdrasil. And we know in the official English translations of this arc, towards the beginning of this arc, they dubbed the Atom Tree as Yggdrasil. In the official translations, they called the Atom Tree Yggdrasil. So that's Oda pointing heavily to Norse mythology, let alone Yggdrasil to begin with. So if Yggdrasil is in One Piece, but also from the real world Norse mythology, and there happens to be this dragon that gnaws on the roots of Yggdrasil towards the underworld of Yggdrasil, you got to wonder, is it possible that Loki has a dragon devil fruit? Well, it turns out that it's true, guys. It turns out that it's true. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Wing Wei. And we got King J with the 200. God bless you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Ancient giants have horns on the sides of their head. Loki's horns are forward, facing similar to a goat. This is Oda telling us that Loki is the goat. Also, the thorns around the kids did 0 damage to Loki. Yo, that's because Loki is him, man. Yo, where is our boy Young Smokey, man? He's real quiet today. These Shanks fans, they've been real quiet lately, man. The Shanks fans have been dead quiet, bro. They've been dead quiet because apparently he's not the world's strongest swordsman. We read the title of this chapter. Apparently he's not the strongest in the world. We read Kaido's title. Shanks is not the strongest creature. So what is Shanks? He's not the world's strongest man. He's not the world's strongest creature. He's not the world's strongest swordsman. Is he the strongest anything? The world's strongest rat? The world's strongest rat? Is that what it could be? World's strongest rat? Smokey been silent ever since Oda said Loki is the strongest in the world. Oh, man. Yo, where is Smokey, man? He is down bad. God bless you, Broccoli. Fear Loki. Also Loki for Nakama. Nah. Okay, now you're going too far with it. I'm not on the train. I'm not of the belief that Loki will join the crew. He will not be Nakama. The closest thing would be Loki having his own ship within the Grand Fleet. I don't actually sign up to Loki being Nakama. And you know what? If I'm wrong on that, then hey, I'm wrong on that. But we'll see. Maybe I'll even change my opinion at some point. But that's how I feel right now. Can't wait for Evil to sign Shanks' apology forms. I won't be, G-Bear. God bless you, King. I won't be anytime soon, man. I won't be anytime soon. Another Shanks L because world's strongest rat is technically Ragnar, as squirrels are rodents too. Shanks stocks are down. Mihawk stocks are down. Oh, wait, how are the Mihawk stocks down? There's a new number 1 in the world, and his name is Loki. All praise him, the sun god of destruction. I think Laugh-Tale is a flying island inspired by Lima because the castle in the sky is inspired by Treasure Island, or the island itself is inspired by Lima. You know, I was actually going to watch that the other day. Castle in the Sky. I think that's the name of the movie. Yeah, I was actually going to watch this the other day. You got the robot Castle in the Sky. Then, you know, I thought to myself, is it possible that this isn't Laugh-Tale and this is actually like Skypiea? Should I watch this? Chat, is this movie any good? Castle in the Sky. Miss RBBP, he would be sating sounds like a Blackbeard victim. He would be making sounds like a Blackbeard victim? Yo, where is that man RBBP? Yo, chat, we got to pray for him. All right, last point of the chapter. The chapter ends with Loki in his dragon form, Luffy in Gear 5, and Ragnar in squirrel form, riding on top of his head, ready to attack the MMA monsters. Hey, you know what? I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it, bro. Loki has been one of the better characters introduced in One Piece, you know, post Wano. I think Loki has surpassed the hype. You know, ever since Thriller Bark, you know, we've waited for Loki. Loki looked kind of goofy if we went off of the Thriller Bark silhouette, if you guys remember that. But he has really lived up to the hype. I mean, he's extremely strong. He's a formidable fighter, which, you know, everyone would enjoy in a battle shonen. He has a very depressing, sad backstory, which always makes characters more appealing. He looks really cool. I mean, what is there to hate about Loki, man? You guys remember the silhouette of Loki? We actually thought this guy could have been a bozo. You know, he also had like that love for Lola. Like, who would have thought that Loki would have turned out this cool? Like, if you think about it, silhouette Loki is like, sir, can I take your daughter out to dinner? And actual Loki is like, sir, I am taking your daughter out till 3 a.m. type of thing. It's like the silhouette of Loki is like you, and then the actual Loki is the guy your girlfriend tells you not to worry about. Loki really is him, man. Loki really is him. I could tell this epic spread eagle mouthful of pillow double. Wait, I could tell this epic spread eagle mouthful of pillow. What? Yo, did you have a stroke typing that and autocorrect just went off? I could tell this epic spread eagle mouthful of pillow double page is going to be 1 quintillion out of 10. Yo, I think this guy had a stroke and autocorrect hit like 6 words for him. Blackbeard taking Loki's devil fruit's a possibility. Come on, you guys keep saying that, bro. Every time we get introduced to a character with like a cool or powerful devil fruit, it's always this. Oh, Blackbeard's gonna take his devil fruit, dude. Blackbeard's gonna take Kaido's fruit. Blackbeard's gonna take Gorsei's fruit. Blackbeard's gonna take Loki's fruit. Yo, how about Blackbeard has a unique 3rd devil fruit? How about that? Eli, God bless you, King. Blackbeard absorbing Emu or Loki is the worst theory ever. Yo, if Blackbeard absorbs Emu, I will drink 6 gallons of bleach. That's how confident I am that it will never happen. The only people that would actually believe that and argue for that are the people that love Blackbeard to the point where they embrace nonsense. Emu is literally the main villain of One Piece. Why the heck is the main villain of One Piece going to get toppled by a lower villain of One Piece? Other than to make the lower villain the actual main villain. But then you have immense inconsistencies where the entire plot of the story is due to the original main villain, yet he's getting toppled by someone else, and Luffy doesn't actually enact justice on the original main villain because he was toppled by another lower villain. Like, I don't think people actually realize that the reason the One Piece narrative is the way it is, the reason why the One Piece plot is the way it is because of Emu. Without Emu, there would be no Void Century, there would be no Joy Boy Death, there would be no Nika fruit floating around, there would be no poneglyphs, you wouldn't have any of this. The whole plot is because of Emu. Literally, the whole thing is because of Emu. What makes most sense is that the main character of the story, which newsflash, it's not Blackbeard, it's Luffy. The main character of the story takes down this villain, takes down Emu, right? That should be the main character, right? The main character takes down the main villain, right? So if Blackbeard were to topple Emu, that would just be such a strange sequence of events. That would be very unfitting of One Piece because even the main villain of Wano was taken down by who? Oh, that's right, Luffy. The main villain of even Enies Lobby, I don't think Spandam counts as mainly Lucci, was Lucci, right? Taken down by Luffy. Oh, what a surprise. The main villain of Alabasta was who? Crocodile. Who's Crocodile taken down by again? Oh, that's right, Luffy. It's like such obvious, like 12-year-old shonen battle shonen manga writing. It's like so obvious. Plus, that's what makes most sense anyways. Now, the real question is, how does that happen? How does Luffy get strong enough to take down Emu? What is Emu's backstory? What is Emu's psychology? What made Emu the way he is? You know? We don't need this whole concept of Blackbeard absorbing Emu, and then it's like, wait, well, how does Luffy ever get justice against the world government? Because now the justice against the world government is actually just Luffy versus Blackbeard. It's like, what the heck, dude? It's like if Blackbeard absorbs Emu, Blackbeard just robbed Luffy of enacting justice, of enacting revenge on the world superpower that has turned the entire planet into a psyop slave system for 1,000 years. God bless you, Tiante. Emu's the Jeffrey Epstein of the One Piece world. I actually think, Big Jeff, I think he's actually more of a St. Charlos. I don't think Jeff is Emu, bro. I don't know if that's a hot take either. I don't think Jeff was the top of the pyramid, dude. I think Jeff did do awful, terrible, evil things. I obviously believe that. But I think they would also use him as a fall guy to prevent other celestial dragons from going down. Because you got to think, Tiante, you got to think. Let's put our brains together. All right, let's put our brains together. They tell you, Tiante, that celestial dragons make up 2% of the U.S. population. They tell you celestial dragons make up 2% of the Dressrosa population. But yet 98% of the people in the St. Charlos files are all celestials. How does that work? How does that work? Okay, which is approximately 0.2% of the population. Okay, so let me get this straight. Let's do our math. The 0.2% of the population. Okay, so celestial dragons are apparently 0.2% of the population, yet celestial dragons are 98% of the people in the St. Charlos files that were just released. Wow, what a coincidence. Hey, chat, I'm no mathematician, but those are some very funny numbers. 0.2% of the population. Wow, so not even less than 1%. Less than 1% of the population, but then they make up 98% of the St. Charlos files? That's strange. Quite strange, chat. Quite strange. Yeah. Tiante, I think that's something I could probably get on board with. Probably them, probably a few families mixed in type of thing. You think we have an emu in our world, not including Satan anyway? Yeah, I do believe Satan would be the emu figure, but I don't think it would be one man leading the world. I think when you get to the very top, I think it's like multiple factions. I think it's like multiple families kind of thing. I don't think it would come down to like one dude. But honestly, I was talking to my friend about this. I think one of the big things that they're trying to cover up is like, yeah, they're doing some diddling, right? They're doing some Diddy type stuff, right? And maybe that's not so good to them. But I think the main thing that these guys are trying to hide is these guys are in a true communion with the devil. These guys are in a true communion with Satan. These guys are literally talking to Satan. They're literally worshiping him. And that's like the bigger secret next to international, we'll say jewelry. You guys know like this kinds of stuff. Jewelry. International jewelry, guys. I think that's one of the bigger topics, but aside from that, like I think these guys genuinely worship Satan. So if there is a emu in the real world, it's probably Satan. If not, it's like different families. Because I also think of the Earth. I think of our planet. It's like New York City, bro, in the sense of like there's multiple gangs in New York City. It's not just like one gang, right? So in the same way, I think there's like all these gangs, there's all these families around the world. They're all fighting for power. And there might be overlap here and there kind of thing. But I don't think it's like every single elite is in the same exact clique. I think it's a bunch of cliques. Does that make sense, chat? Does that make sense? To me, it's an alien with a frozen UFO. Besides Frieza, clearly means freezer and an alien. Emu performs rituals inspired by Ovid's metaphors. Who's Ovid? How do you think Blackbeard's devil fruit would react to one of Big Mom's homies? That's a good question. I have no idea. Honestly, Blackbeard's fruit confuses me a lot. Like a lot of the time, I can't wrap my mind around how his fruit would work in certain scenarios. Like, because Big Mom's homies, they're sustained by her devil fruit. So if he uses the black hole, do they die? Or do they just get pulled in? Like, I don't know, bro. That's a good question. I have no clue. Do you think Emu practices rites inspired by Ovid? I don't know what Ovid is, bro. What is that? Wing Wei with the hundo. God bless, brother. Thank you, man. In the Marvel multiverse, the main Loki we follow is variant L1130. In One Piece, Loki first appeared in chapter 1130. Also, we need Tiny Mustache Man back. YouTube, I would never support such a thing. King J, what do you mean by variant L1130? What does that mean? Loki L1130. I have no clue what that means. Loki Laufeyson, variant L1130. Oh, yeah. This guy has horns on the front of his head, like what you were saying, King J. He has the horns in the front of his head, unlike the, I guess you were saying the giants. They have the horns on the side of the head. Interesting. So you think Oda's kind of taking a stab at Loki from the Marvel universe? Jewelry Bonnie is insane. Mario, God bless you, bro. If Emu is the devil, then she went to Laugh Tale and didn't eat a devil fruit, but advised Joy Boy to eat one? No way. That's actually insane. Johan, that would be that's an insane theory, bro. That would be an insane plot twist. Like, Emu is the serpent, right? Like what you're saying, convincing them to eat from the forbidden tree. Joy Boy ate from the forbidden tree. Search on Google for Ovid's metamorphosis. What the heck is this, dude? Bro, what is this pagan witchcraft? Dude, are you trying to cast a spell into my bedroom? What is this, man? This looks like the back of the US dollar. Nothing to see here, dude. Bro, this is literally some Novus Ordo Secularum type beat. What the heck is this, dude? Yup, there infinite Lokis in Marvel, including a woman, a crocodile, and all sorts of creatures. But the main Loki in the story is the 11/30th variant. That's crazy. There's infinite versions of one guy. The Metamorphosis is a Latin narrative poem by 8 CE by the Roman poet Ovid. It is considered his magnum opus. The poem chronicles the history of the world from its creation to the deification of Julius Caesar in a mythical historical framework comprising of over 250 myths, 15 books, and 11,995 lines. Dude, Julius Caesar? They deified him? Oh, bro, 15 books. Pythagoras. Metamorphosis. Metamorphosis or transformation in a unifying theme amongst the episodes of Metamorphoses. Blah, 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 blah. I intend to speak of forms changed into new entities. Accompanying this theme is often violence inflicted upon a victim. Bro, what? All right, you got to give me the TLDR, bro. What's the TLDR on Ovid's Metamorphosis? A deer god? I never knew that. Mario, God bless, bro. I think Emu practices the rites of Luciferian black magic, witchcraft, sacrifices. Hey, I've said this from the very beginning. Emu is on some black magic stuff. Oda is going to introduce a new power system, but this power system is going to be exclusive to Emu and the Gorosei. I'm calling it now, bro. I said this forever ago. In the same way that there's other characters in One Piece that have like a power system that doesn't really fit Devil Fruits and Haki, I think Emu and the Gorosei, they're going to have their own. And maybe perhaps it's through technology. Maybe like they have like a book, like a technological book that allows them to spawn these items. Like we saw Gunko had a knife and a gun or whatever. Maybe it's through technology, but I think it'll be like a new kind of power system, something that doesn't quite fit Devil Fruits or Haki. I think it'll be black magic. I think when we had an open mic a few weeks ago, we actually spoke on this. I think Vincent was there. I think Smokey was there. We had a few people there. I forgot how this conversation started. Shout out to whoever it was that was throwing these ideas around, because I don't remember, unfortunately. Maybe someone in chat can remind us. We were saying, and I was thinking that with you being in a covenant by eating a devil fruit, at least according to the lore we got in Enizabi, there's probably another form of power system that is in the same way tying the user or the victim, if you will, into a covenant, which would fit perfectly with what we see with the demonic covenants in One Piece. So they would be two sides of the same coin. On one side, you're in a demonic covenant. You're in a covenant by eating a devil fruit. You have to give up things like swimming. But if you're working with Emu, you're in a demonic covenant where you give up, some of your lifespan. You give up complete ownership and exclusivity over your body. So this would necessitate a new power system. Because first of all, being underneath or being within the demonic covenant, rectified by someone like Emu is not the same thing as having a devil fruit yourself. First thing. Second thing, we got to think about the fact that Emu is utilizing this ability himself. Is this ability from a devil fruit? Does a devil fruit allow Emu to put people in a demonic covenant? Maybe not. But I'm going to be of the opinion that it's not. I would be of the opinion, no, Emu is not having people in these demonic, diabolical covenants through the means of a devil fruit. I think Emu is using black magic. Emu is using a new form of powers, magical powers, a new magical system that the One Piece world doesn't know about. And I think like this would definitely be in Oda's flavor. This would be in Oda's normal fashion. I mean, like, come on. Isn't it obvious Oda was inspired by the Illuminati? Isn't it obvious that Emu and the world government, they're like satanic? I mean, it's literally, they're using the word covenant. These guys are pretending to be God. They're pretending to be loyal to quote unquote God. These guys are demonic. They have pitchforks and horns. It's called the Demon Covenant. There's Domi Reversi where people become evil. Like, this is basically a pentagram. Like, it's so obvious the direction that Oda is going into. Even like before all of this, like, was it not obvious to people that Oda was inspired by like the Rothschilds? Oda was inspired by the Illuminati. I mean, you literally have a world government. They control most of the world. First of all, a world government. Second of all, there's like this small group that's hiding in the shadows, controlling the world government. Their tentacles are all over the world, pulling the strings. Literally Illuminati type stuff going on. So I'm going off topic here when I say all that, but I think Oda is going to have this concept where the Gorosei, Emu, etc., they are worshiping Satan. They are Luciferian. They are literally satanic. I mean, it couldn't be any more obvious. I mean, you have Noah's Ark straight from the Bible. You have seraphim straight from the Bible. You have devil fruits. You have the Adam tree, like from Genesis. You have the Eve tree from Genesis. You have the tree of knowledge from Genesis. You have Kuma praying to a cross like the Bible. You have Kuma being a pastor like the Bible. You have Kuma healing people exclusively on Sundays, like what would that would give us vibes of our Lord Christ Jesus. I mean, how much more obvious can it be? You have Kuma walking around with a Bible. You had people in the One Piece community arguing that Ivankov was dropping lore, giving lore drops through a book that's titled Genesis. You have all of these clues going on, guys. It's right in front of your face. So what is the point here? The point is that the Gorosei worship the devil. The people that control the world government, right? The one world government, the one world, or the new world order, the one world religion they're pushing, the Messiah they hate more than anything, who's going to come back and win. These guys worship the devil. That's the big secret. That's the tip of the iceberg. They're using black magic. They're exercising powers from the devil. So when you see things like them kidnapping Shirahoshi and them, erasing a bunch of people off the map and them hiding history and all these things that they do. Yes, that's wrong. Yes, they're trying to keep it a secret. We get that much. But the deepest part of the trench, the bottom of the trench of the iceberg, is that these guys worship the devil. They're literally worshiping the devil, bowing before him, giving up their soul to him. These guys are in communion with the devil. We know technology was advanced 3,000 years ago because of a lab in Elbaf. First World War happened 3,000 years ago, and the second was 800 years ago. There could have been actual gods 3,000 years ago. So King J, what that leads me to believe is that Oda's going to go the route of the Anunnaki, bro. Oda's going to treat, You know how in NL's mural we had the sky races, they came down to the blue planet. You know what's gonna happen? Oda's gonna push an Anunnaki type of thing. Oda's gonna push an Anunnaki thing, like the sky gods came down and like they brought their crazy technology, and then there was like a big flood. It's probably gonna be something like that. Because isn't like the myth? I don't know, bro. I gotta go listen to that schizo Billy Carson, but isn't the whole myth? Isn't the whole idea that the Anunnaki, they were seeking gold, they were searching for gold, so then they came to Earth or whatever? So King J, it's probably going to be the sky races. They were super advanced. That's why they had an electrical civilization underground in the moon. They bring their technology here. They came to the blue planet. They came to Earth and gave their technology, showed people how to use electricity and all these things. That's why there's that lab on Elbaf 3,000 years ago, because that's when they came down 3,000 years ago. You get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm super saying? Well, we see in chapter 1173 that Gunko or Princess Sure was able to fight off Emu's control for a moment. So maybe having a devil fruit weakens the control as opposed to possessing someone that doesn't. Ooh, that's interesting. And that's why supposedly humans are so infatuated with gold. Well, you know, I tend to believe that humans were infatuated with gold only because that was like a big currency, you know, throughout human history. But when it comes to like gold jewelry and gold watches and chains and all that, you can thank the jewelry industry. You could thank rap music for that kind of stuff. That psyop from the TV and the radio. There's 100% possibility that Anunnaki lore is used somewhere in One Piece. Yeah, if it's used in One Piece, it's probably like the sky races came down and then they brought their technology there. Dang, I was asleep. I didn't even realize the spoilers already dropped. Where have you been, Smokey? Where you at, my boy? Smokey, you missed this, bro. Look what the title of 1174 is. The title of chapter 1174 is the strongest in the world, and it's referring not to Shanks, it's referring to Loki. Yo, I know you're having a bad day, Smokey. Oh, man, Smokey's having a bad day, chat. The title of this chapter is the strongest in the world, and this chapter is not about our boy Shanks. It's about Loki. Yo, I would be asleep too, bro. I would be depression sleeping too if I were you. This man saw the title of the chapter. Hey, King J. Off the title of the chapter alone, it sent a shiver down his spine. Can you believe that? Yo, Smokey, how you been, brother? Unless there's a Shanks and Loki fight, you ain't moving me. Come on, man. We already talked about that. Shanks needed help to take down Loki. It wasn't a one-man job. Damal, God bless you, brother. Welcome in. If there's anyone in the chat that I have not welcomed yet, make yourself known. If you guys want to support me, support the channel, support the content, you guys are free to donate whenever you guys want, as you please. It's 110% optional. Use the link at the top of the stream chat to donate. I'll be able to get most of the proceeds, almost the entire thing, as opposed to YouTube that will take a big portion of it. God bless you all. Read this. Dang, I just woke up and I'm getting slandered in the morning. Majin, God bless, bro. Majin Lu. Emu practices telepathy and mind control in the MK Ultra style because her name is Nerona, like Nero, and that would echo Caesar Clown for Julius Caesar and MK Ultra. Yo, Sean Terry, God bless you, brother. It would also echo Project Monarch. What do you know about that Project Monarch? What do you know about that, my boy? What do you know about Camp Hero? Wait. It's not Project Monarch. Oh, dude, what's it called again? Wait, is it Monarch? Who's this? Kathy O'Brien. Bro, it's not Monarch. It's yo, chat, can someone remind me? What's it called, bro? Project Monarch? Dude, they were grabbing kids and people from Camp Hero. Oh, dude, what's it? Monarchy? Monarch. Wait, did they take it off Wikipedia? Did I not just Google that? Project Monarch? Where is it? Why is it on? It's not on Wikipedia, dude. Project Monarch. Bro, what? They don't even have a wiki page for it? Was I not just looking at the Wikipedia page for it the other day? Oh my goodness. Am I mixing it up with a different name? Oh, George Orwell's 1949. Hey, chat. Look at this right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. By the way, you guys should read Montauk. Yes, shout out. Thank you so much, Terry. God bless you. Shout out to Terry. That's what I was thinking about. Montauk. Yeah. Why did I say Monarch? Well, Montauk, that's a location, right? The Montauk Project. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Montauk Projects. Yeah. Shout out to Terry. That's what I was thinking about. This is what I was thinking about, not Project Monarch. It was the Montauk Project. That stuff is wild, dude. Supposedly inspired Stranger Things. That book messed me up as a kid. Yeah, shout out to Dean. He knows about it. Stranger Things is partially based on this. Yo, Deans, we said that at the exact same time. That's funny. Press Control G. What is Control G? Emu practices Wicca because it would be the antithesis to Nika. Wait, why would it be the antithesis? Isn't Wicca just in black magic stuff? The Montauk Monster is also a thing? Oh, bro, I had a video on that. Dude, I remember seeing that when I was like 12 years old. I remember this, dude. I was like a 12-year-old when I saw this. They said it was a raccoon. Actually, it would kind of make sense if it was a raccoon. Wait a second. Because you guys know, like, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a lot of animals where if you look at like their skeletal remains or if you look at them without hair, it looks like a totally different creature. Like if you guys ever look at like a hippo and like an elephant, like all these different types of creatures, like their skeleton forms, you wouldn't even guess that, you know, they are what they are. Or even without hair. They look like alien demonic creatures. So I don't know, man. It could be that this is actually like a raccoon, but it would be kind of confusing because why is a raccoon washing up on the shore of a beach? Because the Montauk Monster, this washed up on the beach shore. Why the hell is a raccoon washing up on the beach shore? It's pretty strange, right? Yes, if it's the antithesis, it's the opposite. So black magic, Satan versus God. Yeah. See, I get that, Johan. I'm not against that. That makes sense to me. Something might be up with the stream elements. Yo, chat. Is the stream elements working? Chat, is the stream elements working? Let me see. Hold on. Let me check out the stream elements. Give me 1 second. Yo, I just dropped 2 massive stream elements. Where are they? Bro, what? Where are they? They haven't popped up for me. Yo, check your card, bro. Check your bank. Did it go through? Because it's not on my end. Yo, Smokey, check your card, dude. Check your bank. See if it pulled out the money because I don't see them. Here. Here's the link. In case I posted the link wrong earlier. I don't think I did. New sponsorship offers. Bro, they're not popping up, man. Hopefully they didn't go through. Did they go through? My bad, Sean Terry. Wait, what happened? Maybe they were slicing. Whoa. Yeah, I don't know about that. Dr. Moro. Is it pronounced Moro? Moru? If Stranger Things is inspired by a Dungeons and Dragons game, the confrontation between Emu and Luffy will resemble a role-playing game in an RPG. It's actually kind of interesting. I don't understand the appeal of having hairless pets that aren't fish or lizards. Yeah, dude. I always thought like having a bald cat was like so weird. It's like a weird flex. Like, yeah, I'm so rich that my cat is bald. Like, bro, it looks creepy. It looks weird, dude. It's like, to me, it's like the rich people, they ran out of ideas on how to flex on people. They ran out of ideas on how to make themselves feel better than everyone else. So they have to do things like shaving their cat bald. The end of One Piece will resemble Super Mario Bros. 3 with the play. It will create a loop where Roger's execution resembles a play. That's actually kind of cool. But would that undermine the events of the One Piece world? Because I'm of the opinion that Oda's not going to do something that undermines the events of One Piece. Like, if it was all just a dream, yo, $500 Roonies, bro. Bro. $500 donation. 500, chat. $500 donation from the one and only. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Bro, mega dono. Shanks over Loki, man. Stream Elements is tripping. Y'all, I need Stream Elements to not trip because YouTube takes the biggest portion. Stream Elements won't. But regardless, Smokey, thank you. I cannot put into words. Words cannot describe how thankful I am for that, brother. How thankful I am for you, King. Shanks over Loki. I don't know, man. You got to argue with Oda, bro. After the title of this chapter, you got to argue with Oda. You got to argue with the leakers or something, dude. Hey, I didn't choose to name the chapter this. The strongest in the world. Hey, I didn't choose that, Smokey. That wasn't my decision. That was the leaker's decision. That was Oda's decision. So, I don't know, man. Smokey, you gotta suck it up, man. You gotta take it on the chin, bro. Hey, you win some, you lose some, bro. You win some, you lose some. Another stream brought to you by Young Smokey. Look at Evil spinning on his opinion for $500. I'm not spinning on my opinion. We title scaling now, brother. Loki, probably a rumor, man, like Kaido. It's not a rumor. Do you not believe that Kaido is the strongest creature? Surely you believe it. Can you name a stronger creature than Kaido? Name a stronger creature than Kaido. It is interesting, though. Strongest in the world. It doesn't say creature or man. I'm surprised they wouldn't use this title for, Emu. Loki lost to Shanks. Y'all deal with it. Yo, stop coping, man. Shanks needed help, dude. Shanks needed help. That already tells you how it really is, man. Yo, guys, I have a bump on my elbow. What do I do? I'm telling you this because you haven't noticed that Vivi looks like Peach. You're right. I haven't noticed that. I'm telling you this because you haven't noticed that Vivi looks like Peach and Whole Cake Island is the Mushroom Kingdom. The devil fruits are the items. Yo, so Ace has like the fire flower for the fire flower. Yo, could you imagine if someone had like a devil fruit of the same power as Ant-Man? They just shrink themselves to be very tiny, and then they crawl into somebody, and then they enlarge themselves. That would make someone explode. How is that not one of the most OP powers? You make yourself the size of an ant, you crawl into somebody's body, and then you just go back to normal size. You would make their body explode. But maybe you would hurt yourself in the process. As you expand, your body's like getting stabbed by their bones. That would have made Endgame. Wait, did you get interrupted? Same as Loki. Loki had a crew as well, and or as Shanks, he just got his butt beat. Yo, you tried to argue that the other day, Smokey. You tried to cope and say that the other day, but I did not get the vibe when I read the chapter. I think you were spreading misinformation, bro. You were pushing a disinformation campaign. I read that chapter. I did not get the vibe that Loki had a whole crew helping him. God bless you, Elliot. A giant girl had a fruit like that. Really? Who? Those guards survived Harold's attack, brother. Wait, what do you mean? Those guards survived Harold's attack. The Thousand Sunny resembles Bowser's ship. Bro, Bowser has a ship? Oh, yeah, he does have a ship. I remember Bowser's ship in Mario Kart games. Bowser's ship. Okay, you said this is like the Thousand Sunny. Oh, shoot. It almost is like the Thousand Sunny. Oh, whoa, yo. Yo, it's like the Thousand Sunny. Johan is cooking, chat. Let Johan cook. The Thousand Sunny was based off of Bowser's airship. Oh, look, it's Big Mom's ship. Oh, bro, it's the Thousand Sunny, man. Oda, you are not slick, dude. Man, we need to get off of daylight savings time. I am so tired at this time every day. The only subordinates we know Loki to have are the sentinel animals and the humans hiding from them. No, Vincent, we know for a fact when Loki left Elbaf, he left with some of the castle guards who survived Harold's attack. Nice try, Vincent. Bro, are you talking about no-name fodder guards? Really, Smokey? We're talking about Shanks plus a fleet of ancient giants. Or at least giants. Warrior giants. Let's go with that. Bro, you have Loki with a few fodder, no-name fodder, versus Shanks, maybe even Shanks' crew, plus giant warriors. Like, that was not crew versus crew. Come on now. Hey, chat, speaking about Nintendo, speaking about Peach, I actually got a video. Oh, no, I don't think okay, I found it. Wait. Oh, no. Hold on. Hopefully I can find it. Give me 1 second, chat. I got the perfect video for this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Sag. The red mushroom that makes you grow, man. You made the connection between Chopper and the mushroom. Oh, now they are no-named fodder. Guards. Guess Harold's not impressive. Can't have it both ways. Yo, I have no reason to defend Harold anymore. In fact, nobody has a reason to defend Harold anymore. There's no point, dude. Harold let us down, man. Harold let us down. He's the ultimate goy boy. Yo, honestly, Harold reminds me of boomers. They literally fell for the oldest trick in the book, dude. Please help me, God's chosen people. Harold really fell for that, dude. Harold fell for like the most obvious psyop. Bro literally went to the Celestials and said, yeah, please, I'll do anything, man. I'll be your slave. Yo, Satan was so happy to hear that. Emu is Satan. He was so happy to hear that. You'll be my slave? Oy vey, my favorite words. No resistance? Usually there's resistance from you cattle. Loki is the only person in history to solo a holy knight and kill them. Shanks couldn't even do that. Oof. Oof. Yo, you're going to ruin Smokey's day, man. It was a filler episode leading to one of the movies. Don't remember her name, but she went inside Luffy. Yeah, I don't watch the filler, man. So I have no clue. Yo, Tay, God bless you, bro. Is that Garb? That's nice and all, Vincent. Too bad all we know right now is Loki lost to Shanks. Ah, look at the cope. Look at the cope, chat. You see the cope coming from Smokey? Young Copey, man. Young Copey VP7. Yo, guys, that's his new name, Young Copey. Big shout out to Young Copey. Young Copey in the chat. Young Copey. That's what his name is. Man, I really want to find that video. I saw the video before I went live. I saw the video on Twitter somewhere. Where could it be? Where could it be? It was a video of Alex Jones. Alex Jones was calling out Nintendo characters, calling them either Patriots or the R word. But I don't know where the video went. Yeah, I give up. I'm on the Shank side too, but it's looking tough. Dude, L, I know how you are, L. You just choose whatever side I'm not on. That's literally your way of operating, dude. If I choose fork, you'll choose spoon. If I choose, I don't know, Monster, you'll choose Red Bull. If I choose Zoro, you choose Sanji. Are you my Sanji? Actually, yo, now that I think about it, L might be my Sanji. He's the Sanji to my Zoro. If I choose one, he chooses two. If I choose white, he chooses black. Bowser has a pirate flag. You made the connection. Wait, you're actually pushing that agenda. The Thousand Sunny is based off of Bowser's airship. I did call him a Bad Bunny fan earlier. Come on. I guarantee you L listens to some Bad Bunny. Yo, L, be real with the chat right now. You listen to Bad Bunny. I know you do, bro. It's in the Mexican blood to do that. Especially since one of Bowser's henchmen looks like Doflamingo with those glasses. Wait, who? Who are you talking about? We literally haven't seen Shanks at his strongest. If you want to switch sides, do it now. Yo, we might never see Shanks at his strongest at this rate. I would argue we haven't seen Loki at his strongest. We might see Loki at his strongest soon. I think when Loki took out Harold, that wasn't even his strongest. I think right now, Loki's going to start fighting the monsters. He's going to fight Emu and Gunko. And then we're going to see Loki at his peak. We're going to see Loki's peak before Shanks' peak. And you're going to cope. King J with the 40. Thank you, brother. God bless you, man. Check DMs to see why Smokey was asleep. Yo, let's see why Smokey was asleep, chat. Why was Smokey asleep? Why was Smokey asleep? Smokey. Chapter 1174, brief spoilers. The strongest in the world. Yo, that sent a shiver down his spine, I'm telling you. Yo, how will Smokey ever recover? How will he ever recover? Yo, that was actually a great meme. Conquers hockey at Marineford. Leon was asleep. God bless Leon. Welcome back. L take. We'll never see Shanks at his strongest unless it's in a flashback when he has both hands. Yeah, true. Because everyone will just say, oh, well, bro, he lost a hand, dude. When Shanks inevitably loses to Blackbeard, oh, well, Shanks lost an arm, bro. It's not fair. Blackbeard fought him with 2 arms. Shanks only had 1 arm, dude. See? This is exactly why Mihawk wouldn't want to fight Shanks. If you hold Shanks's... Bro, if you held Shanks's arm still with 1 arm, you could just start wailing on him with the other arm. Could you imagine, chat? Like Blackbeard uses the black hole, Kurozumi, however the name is. He uses the black hole and it pulls Shanks' arm. His only arm's like incapacitated, and then Blackbeard's just like punching Shanks on the other side of him. Bam, bam, bam. Shanks can't even do anything. Type Bowser's minion and you'll see which one I'm talking about for Doflamingo. Oh, wait, isn't it a dude with like a mink? Oh, yeah. He does have the Doflamingo glasses. Why is this so blurry, though? I know what you're talking about, bro. Right here at the top. Doflamingo glasses. That's funny. Too bad Oda says differently. Losing that hand doesn't... Yo. Smokey, are you butthurt? We didn't choose for this to happen to Shanks, man. Stop being mad at us. We did not decide this fate for Shanks. It's not my fault. It's not Leon's fault. It's not Elle's fault. It's not Vincent's fault. It's not even King J's fault. If you want to blame somebody, Smokey, I'm sorry, young Kobe, at least blame the author. Blame Oda. You can't blame us. We didn't write One Piece. Yo, contrary to popular belief, I have no connection to Oda, okay? So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, young Kobe. He said, of course I'm a little salty. Butt hurt. Y'all been on my head since I woke up. We love you, young Kobe. We love you, young Kobe. If It all leads back to the Mihawk glaze. Yeah. Stay mad. That's also not my fault. Is it my fault Oda called Mihawk the world's strongest swordsman? How's that my fault? Why are you mad at me, dude? Nah, we ain't title scaling a chapter name. Yo, title scaling? Dude, who would have ever thought One Piece would come to this? I remember years ago, people were like, the craziest thing was people bullets or sweat scaling. Like, I think Zoro was like sweating a certain amount and people were counting the sweat drops. People were sweat scaling. Now we're title scaling? Dude, what will the future of One Piece be? Will people like nose hair scale? Like, oh, well, Roger had more nose hairs than Garp. Well, what's the future of One Piece? I'll find out who Emu corresponds to in Mario, but I think it's in Mario Galaxy and Mario Sunshine. Yo, that's hilarious. Who is Emu in Mario? What do you call Princess Peach, but like she's the galactic princess? What's her name? Bro, honestly, I'm joking. Emu is probably King Boo. If Emu took an inspiration from the Mario franchise, it's probably King Boo. Rosalina. If Emu is Boo and No Face in Mario, it makes so much sense. Rosalina? No. Screw Rosalina. Emu would probably be King Boo. Jared, God bless you, King. In Thousand Year Door, some devil was the final boss. No way. Really? 1,000 Year Door final boss. Whoa. Time out. Yo, hold on. JR Writer might be on to something, dude. Yo, is Emu's body like a cosmic space thing? Like this guy? Look, this guy's body is like cosmic. I mean you all with the friends. I just came back from the supermarket and glad I didn't miss too much and spend some time with y'all. Yo, God bless you, Leon. You're loved and appreciated, brother. Okay, so what is the final boss's name? What is this guy's name? It literally just says final boss. Does he not have a name? What if Emu's body is like a cosmic? I don't even know how to explain it. Like Emu doesn't have like skin and bones. It's actually like emptiness. What is this guy's name? Shadow Queen. Oh, shoot. Shadow Queen. So 1,000 Year Door, and then the boss's name is Shadow Queen. Yo, has anyone here played Super Mario 1,000 Year Door? Wait, and Emus ruled the world for 1,000 years. Wait a second. Yo, guys, this dude Johan is on a different level. Johan and JR Writer. Oh, shoot. Shadow Queen. Wait, it's actually Shadow Queen controlling Peach. Yo, like how Emu controls Gunko. Bro. It was Mario all along. Yo, in the same way that the Shadow Queen controls Peach, Emu controls Gunko. And Peach is what? Princess Peach. But wait a second, isn't Gunko Princess Shuri? Oda! Emu ruled the One Piece world for 1,000 years. Shadow Queen is the overarching antagonist of Paper Mario, the 1,000 Year Door. Oh, no way. God bless you, King J with the hundo. Thank you, brother. If Mihawk had trained Shanks, he might have become strong enough to forge a black blade and beat Loki fairly. No wonder Loki said Shanks is a coward. Yo, do not let Smokey see this comment, dude. If Smokey sees this comment, he might have like an aneurysm. Smokey might have a brain aneurysm right in the middle of the stream. And we do not want that happening. We need young Kopi to live a long, happy, healthy, successful life. Yo, look, Shadow Queen has an attack, right? It's called Hand Leech. The Shadow Queen will use one of her hands to drain Mario or his partner's HP and give the HP to herself. Dude, how is that not Emu sucking the life force out of people? Bro, I thought this guy's name was Wingstop. Winston SP. Yo, can I just call you Wingstop? Also, what is that profile picture? Hey, yo, dude. Yo, Wingstop said Shanks jumped Loki with the Gorosei. Dude, honestly, wouldn't doubt it at this point. Dark Wave. The Shadow Queen's strongest attack. First, she will raise her hand. Or she will raise her attack power by 7. Yo, Emu is based off of the Shadow Queen from Super Mario 1000-Year Door. New take. Shout out to Johan. Shout out to JR Writer. Two absolute legends. Two absolute Giga Chads. You mean the guy who checked on Kid's health before beating him jumped Loki? The copium is ridiculous. Mario piece. Uses a stolen dream machine to create a nightmare army? Yeah, right. Is that what it says about this guy? Shadow Queen? Why does that sound exactly like Emu? Probably stealing people's dreams, making nightmare armies on Elbaf. Yo, this is literally just Emu. Watch, Emu doesn't even have a body. Watch. Emu is like Emu's where Emu's body should be is like cosmic space. It's like emptiness. Like if you were to touch Emu's hand, it would just go through type of thing. How do I explain that, chat? Do you guys know what I mean? Chat, am I explaining it correctly? Like Emu doesn't have flesh and bones. Like if you try to punch Emu in the chest, your hand would just like go through. It's like cosmic space type of thing. Does anyone understand what I'm trying to say? DJ BS with the 24 months. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Sup at work. Can't stay. Yo, God bless you, man. We've been here for an hour 48. I'm getting a little sleepy here, so we might keep going for a little bit longer, but God bless you, man. That's 2 years. What an absolute legend. Thank you so much, DJ. 2 years, man. 2 years on the channel, bro. 2 years, chat. That is real love right there. Lily is Rosalina? No way. So who's Joy Boy then? Is Joy Boy Mario? No, wait. Joy Boy is Luffy and no. Joy Boy is Luigi. Joy Boy is Luigi and Luffy is Mario. Emu is Wario. Luffy is Mario. Emu is Wario. There you go. Luffy is Mario. Emu is Wario. Then you got Zoro is Luigi, and then I don't know. Venus of the Gorse is Waluigi. Joy Boy is Luigi, and Luffy is Mario, and Emu is Waluigi. Nah, Emu has to be Wario. Emu is Wario. Zoro is Luigi. Venus the Gorse is actually maybe Emu is Waluigi and Blackbeard is Wario. Usopp is Shy Guy. Davy Jones is Boo. Okay, how about this? Blackbeard is Wario. Emu is Waluigi. How about that? Davy Jones, that's a good one. Dude, I have to look at the Nintendo. Yo, who's Donkey Kong? Oh, Kong is Donkey Kong. Ah, duh, that's obvious. But the real question is, who is Yoshi? Koopa. Who's Koopa? Goomba. Yo, Usopp is the Goomba? Nah, Usopp has to be like Shy Guy. JR Writer's right. Usopp is Shy Guy. Bro, what did they do to my boy Diddy Kong or Donkey Kong? Why does he look like that now? Bro, what? Why are his eyes like that? Bro, it's like Donkey Kong has seen some things. Yo, Donkey Kong, what did you see on that island, dude? It's like he has like really dark rings around his eyes. I hate the Antichrist type beat. Bro went full schizo. Bro went down the Epstein pipeline. Why does he look like that? Bro is strung out, man. I don't know what they did to my boy Donkey Kong, but he hasn't been the same. They changed my boy Donkey Kong. Wait a second. Okay. I like the new design better than the old one. Really? His new design grew onto you? Chopper is Yoshi? Chopper is Yoshi? Really? You guys think Chopper is Yoshi? Wait, why is Chopper Yoshi? Bro, Yoshi's literally one of my favorites, man. I love Yoshi, man. If I was playing Super Smash Bros. Melee and I'm just going for like a troll match, I'm going for like, you know, my fourth main, I'm going Yoshi because my number one main is probably my go-to on Super Smash Bros. Melee, right? It's probably Falco, then it's like Marth, then it's Captain Falcon. You know, normal guys, right? But if I'm going number fourth, like troll mode, I'm going Yoshi on Melee. And don't underestimate me, chat. Don't sleep on the kid. My Yoshi on Super Smash Bros. Melee, it's not a game. It is no joke. My Yoshi is nuts. I'll edge guard with none of you guys are making it back to the edge on Melee. If you guys play me on Melee, I'm edge guarding with Yoshi, dude. I'm throwing the eggs up and backwards. You hear me? I'm throwing it where it goes up and backwards as I'm edge guarding you. I will drop from the ledge. I'll throw it up and backwards as I get back to the ledge. Roger should be Yoshi because he was the one carrying the freakish egg. What color is your Yoshi? I think I was using pink, like Amsa. Bro, I haven't watched competitive Melee in so long, man. Who's like the number one Melee player right now? The last time I watched competitive Smash Bros. Melee was, dude, that was so long ago, man. I don't even know, bro. Like 2017, maybe? I haven't watched competitive Melee in like 9 years. Zane, he's number one now? Is he still using Marth? I remember him. Was he after 2016? I don't remember the last time I watched Melee, but it was a very long time ago. Jinbei resembles the final evolution of the fire type starter in Generation 5. Wait, what? Fire type in Generation 5. Generation 5 is black and white. Embor? Is that what he's called? Oh, you know what? I can actually kind of see that. I mean, he's a boar, right? Not like a fish, but I get where you're coming from. Kind of bulky. Blue Yoshi, that guy. Did you know that Jack Black is going to voice Bowser Jr. in the next Mario movie? I didn't know that. I didn't know they were even doing another Mario movie. Man, you guys remember the days of like, oh, they would never do a Mario movie, bro. They would never do a Minecraft movie, bro. The fact we live in a timeline where there is a Mario movie, a Minecraft movie, a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, what type of timeline are we living in? It's kind of crazy. I remember, and even like growing up, we were like, oh man, why don't they have like a Nintendo theme park, bro? Then eventually they had like the Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios. Like, these guys should have capitalized on it way sooner. They should have did a Mario movie way sooner. They should have did Super Nintendo World way sooner. Minecraft movie sooner. I think they did the Minecraft movie way too late. But then again, I mean, like, you know, they waited forever for more normies to get into Minecraft, more little kids to get into Minecraft, and then bada bing, bada boom, ticket sales. So, I don't know. Yoshi finna pull up on the next movie. Yeah, actually, was Yoshi in the new movie or in the, I guess, the only movie? Because they finally listened and stole our ideas and sold them back to us. Yeah, that's how it always goes. A Sonic the Hedgehog movie, a Tomb Raider movie. Yo, Tomb Raider, no one would. I don't even think anyone that played Tomb Raider is even alive anymore. Yo, Tomb Raider, that's too much of a throwback. Isn't that like PS1 type thing? Like, what is the newest Tomb Raider? I think that's like a boomer video game. Have they made new Tomb Raiders? Like, I remember it being from 2001, 2002, like on the PS1 and PS2 type of thing. Game systems. Yoshi's gonna act like a dinosaur from Jurassic Park. There are references to Spider-Man in the new Mario movie. Really? The hell does Spider-Man have to do with Mario? All right, chat. We're getting a little too sleepy. Thank you, chat, for everyone being here. Thank you so much for supporting the stream in every way, liking the stream, subscribing, donating. God bless each and every one of you. If you guys have any final comments, questions, theories, concerns, make it known in the chat now, guys. We're going to wrap this up here in a few minutes. As you can hear, I cannot stop yawning. So, yeah, chat. Any last comments, questions, theories, concerns? Let me know. I will answer them before we head out. Appreciate you guys being here. Always a pleasure. They're making a remake. Can't wait for that Spider-Man animated movie. Those are good. A remake for what? Spider-Man animated movie. Wait, don't they already have like? Didn't they just do one? Bro, I thought they just did like multiple Spider-Man movies recently, and I thought one of them was like an animated one of Miles Morales or whatever. What happened to the VC streams? Yo, we got to get on it. Next stream. I actually totally forgot about this stream. I was so distracted with Mario and Melee and just random topics. Actually, guys, I was talking about this very briefly on Discord. I do want to start a new, I don't really know what to call it, but I'll say like a new streaming layout, a new streaming method with the voice calls, guys. I'm still kind of tweaking it mentally. Kind of want to increase the amount of times or increase the amount of time where you guys call in. You guys can call in. I don't know about Twitter, but you guys can call in through StreamYard. I'll put the link in the chat. You guys can hop into the voice call while I'm on stream, talk for a little bit, increase the caller time while bringing in the close homies, 2-3 minutes at a time, just to add their thoughts, just to kind of mix it up, have this more of like a community oriented kind of stream, kind of content system. Every 30 minutes or so, we'll pull in Smokey for a few minutes. Every 30 minutes or so, we'll pull in King J for 5 or less minutes just to give some quick, brief thoughts. Pull in some other people from the stream. I'm still kind of working these out in my head, but the next call-in stream, I think we should do it for the long summary spoilers. Maybe the best course of action, chat, is for us to blitz through the short summary. We blitz through the short summary. We blitz through the long summary. We blitz through the chapter. And then we have more time for callers during every stream. And what would end up happening is if you guys request open mic streams where the whole stream is specifically for open mic, then the difference would be there's more time for callers on those streams as opposed to like short summary, long summary, chapter reaction, where a portion of the stream is reacting to the content, which would necessitate less caller time. But I'm still working it out in my head. St. Eddie D. Weevil, Charles Morley, Jobber the Third. You know what, young Kopi? I know you're not talking. From now on, I will remind you of Shanks and his fate. He's not the strongest in the world. He is not even the world's strongest swordsman. I will remind you of this to the day I die, young Kopi. You should have more one-on-ones with some of the new people. Maybe they don't want to pull up to a whole group because new people hardly join. I think a lot of people, they're scared of their voice, man. Every time I try to offer voice call to people, I've reached out to people in private, so I won't say any names. Everyone's always talking about their voice. For some reason, everyone's insecure about their voice. I try to uplift them. I try to remind them that, look, bro, literally no one cares about your voice. What people care about is your mind. What they care about is your ideas. We see, chat, we are a high IQ community. We are an intellectual community. What we need are the theories. What we need are the takes. All right. But chat, with that being said, we will be ending it here. I will be getting me some sleep. Chat, I wish everyone here a beautiful morning, day, or night, wherever you guys are. God bless you all. Take care. May God protect you all. Chat, get some good food, get some good drinks, get some good water, exercise, sunlight, read some books. Take care of yourselves, chat. Read Animal Farm. Read Animal Farm by George Orwell. It's a fairly short book. Animal Farm by George Orwell. It's fairly short. I really enjoyed it. It's a pretty cool book. Read some books, chat. Find some good stuff to do. Try to learn. Try to grow as a person. Take care of yourselves, chat. God bless all of you. We will be back for the long summary spoiler stream. Guys, the reason why we have been so inconsistent with the streams is because the chapter will drop at the worst possible time where I cannot stream. And by the time I can stream, it would have been a day or longer since the release of the content. So, for an example, last week, the chapter dropped at a time I couldn't stream. And by the time that I could stream, the chapter was already out for like a day and a half. So, sorry about that. Hopefully we don't get the world's worst luck this week, especially since next week is apparently a break next week. Regardless, I'm going on a rant. Take care, everybody. Have a beautiful morning, day, or night, wherever you guys are. Catch you guys later. Much love. Peace.